What does having rent control mean for you?
I think it's important because I moved here like 4 years ago and I was just like 23, fresh out of college, and the fact that I can still afford my rent is really important.
And what does having rent control mean for you?
Oh, it's been amazing. Everybody else in my building pays $1,000 more than me. Without it, I wouldn't be able to live in San Francisco anymore.
It means that we can live here without worrying about needing to pay more and more rent, and especially with a growing family, that we don't need to like change jobs, and we have some financial security at least for a couple years.
Rent control is the single biggest thing that has allowed working class people to stay in San Francisco even as the prices climb higher and higher and higher year after year.
Rent control is kind of a way to address the housing crisis. You know, if it's more expensive housing, people then can't afford housing. We're already in a situation where people are having difficulty finding housing.
This is an incredibly expensive city where for most people, the only thing between them and homelessness or them and leaving San Francisco and being pushed out of San Francisco is rent control.
Well, it means I can stay in the city longer. It means that my money that I make at work is going to sustain me.
So you're currently a renter, but in a place that doesn't have rent control?
Correct, yes.
Got it. Why doesn't it have rent control?
Because it's a condo. Yeah, so it's exempt from the rent control.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things we've been talking with people about, and so many people are unaware of the fact that buildings that are built from 1979 and after, and condos,
Yep.
and don't have rent control.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I went to the tenants union, and that's kind of what prompted me to volunteer there. But yeah, it's pretty wild, yeah, that condos don't have it.
Some units in San Francisco have no San Francisco rent control. The landlords can jack up those rents, push people out of their homes, and push people out of the city. Rent control should apply to all units so that everyone can have stable housing and not get priced out of the city.
My husband and I are making decisions about where we want to live, like long term, and it's really hard to see that as a possibility in San Francisco. Whether that's renting, whether that's buying, it feels like so much of our income goes towards rent, and even though, I get a pay increase every year and so does he, it doesn't seem to keep up. So it's a bit overwhelming and it's a bit disheartening.
What does it mean for you having rent control? Sounds like it's helped you stay in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it saved me. It saved me. If it hadn't been for rent control, I'd probably be living in Byron or Tracy. Here's more opportunity, more jobs, everything. If I left San Francisco, I would just be almost like dead in the water, because like I say, there's no opportunities. Here I get a few auditions and, get a few commercials and stuff like that. But that don't happen in Tracy.
Yeah. The fundamental question in San Francisco is whether this is going to be a city where the people who work here can also live here. And increasingly working class folks have to live outside San Francisco because it's so damn expensive here and commute into work, and those commutes are getting longer and longer. So policies like rent control are an attempt to create a place in San Francisco where musicians, artists, janitors, teachers, nurses, and other working class folks can actually survive here, and survive here without paying 90% of their hard-earned income to their landlord. So that's the goal of rent control.
Even though I'm lucky and I'm a healthcare traveler and I'm paid well, I still don't want to spend 50% of my pay in rent.